Philadelphian lawyer, intellectual bird for ya. You don't know till you grow. I stay the same height, yet still reaching the sky. Unison with the universe, not preaching a lie.
And I hear it all the time, but it's a good point to make. Look, man, I bought gold. Gold is a reflection of the currency, man. Look, I bought gold when it was $1,300 an ounce. It's high, but I was able to afford it. Today, gold is at $1,530, man. Think about this.
Less than a few months.
It's called inflation, and the Federal Reserve is coming out with quantitative easing 3, which means they're gonna print out more money, and we're in trouble. We're in trouble, man.
Ease it in there.
But what can we do? Well, one thing we can do, if we're as Mexicans, as Latinos, and as United States citizens, we can vote for people like Ron Paul. We can start spreading the word out about what's really going on. You know, read every day, see through the propaganda, and speak to others. This is what I do every day. I mean, I'm just a regular person, but I have conversations with people every day, and that's what you have to do. I mean, just get out of your little box, your little comfort zone. Look, you have nothing to lose when you have nothing to eat.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And when you take a look at the situation happening in Juarez with the drug cartels, that's only going to get worse because that's an economic situation. The government of Mexico is already bankrupt as it is from the 1970s when the president of the time, Jose Lopez Portillo, bankrupted the system by putting a national bank in place. And since then, Mexico hasn't been able to fully recover economically. And now they don't have even any money to counter what the cartels are, because there is a point when drug dealers get so much money they can even run a nation. And that happened with Pablo Escobar in the 70s when he was paying the nation's deficit of Colombia at one point and creating, you know, in his public image to make himself look like a good guy, building hospitals and schools and such. But when it gets out of that control like that, it is an economic problem, because if you don't have enough money to create the armies to suppress these drug trafficking and drug dealings, then you're not going to succeed there. It's just going to be bloodshed continually. And we've seen in Juarez the thousands and thousands of murders that have happened since 2008, the beginning of 2007.
It's a bad situation, man. But I tell you what, and I've been vocal about it with people in my everyday life. I mean, in the public integrity, I believe it's .org, but check that website. It's come out that the ATF, one of the ATF agents, has admitted that they had an operation where they would smuggle guns to Mexico, to well-known Mexican criminals. In other words, they work for cartels.
Yeah.
With those same weapons, they have killed Border Patrol agents. All right? The ATF has admitted they smuggle weapons to Mexican criminals whose weapons end up killing Border Patrol agents, American, citizens. So, I mean, what does that say? We all know about the CIA. We all know about the CIA dealing drugs and all this. I mean, it's well documented. Yeah. Oliver North, Oliver North in Panama. I mean,
yeah, the Iran-Contra scandal. Yeah, drugs for guns. And just recently,
so the CIA has
come out.
The United States has something to do with
CIA. Yeah. He was working with the DEA, the CIA, and the ATF. And they were helping. He was the middleman in overseeing giant convoys, the production, the shipping, and all this other stuff. Go after him like he's like the mastermind of it all. When in reality, he was but a pawn. And again, a global positioning on a global chessboard.
Now, switching gears here. I wanted to talk to you about what you thought about this ridiculous wedding between Prince Williams and this Katie. Have you been following that? If you're not, then you're one of the most intelligent people in this country. Have you been following that?
Actually, I haven't been following it.
Well, here's the deal. This is what I've noticed. I guess Prince Williams, Williams is getting married to Katie from England, right? They're the royal family, this and that, and everybody in the United States, especially women, are so obsessed about this wedding, and the news, oh, it's so exciting. My thought, I'm just going to boil it down real quick. My thought has been, look, the American Revolution was fought against the monarchs of England, and now fast forward 200 plus years, and now the American people are celebrating a marriage between monarchs in England. How does that make sense?
What kind of nation,
wow,
what kind
man.
of brainwashing?
We're supposed to, as American citizens, we're supposed to be against that, but we celebrate it. Wow, man.
Yeah.
And that's just another thing that's the national talk, and that's really the truth about it. We are supposed to oppose that, but then we have American citizens celebrating the fact that two monarchs are getting married. Get out of here, man. But switching gears here.
No, that conditioning is happening, and it's been happening since that time, because one of the major contributors of this philosophy, of this ideology of monarchy and princes and queens and all these other shenanigans, that has been portrayed and pumped through Disney to the younger audience that grew up and believing a lot of this stuff. So it's in the media, man. It's in the Hollywood. It's in conditioning. It's sensitizing you to accept it, basically.
But it's so ridiculous to me. I don't care about it, but it's all over the radio. I mean, I'm driving home and it's on Fox News, and I just turn in the radio station. Oh, this, they're getting married, this and that. Like, they invited 600 of the closest friends, this and that, and I'm like, I don't care. I'm against kings and queens.
And just the bottom line too, we're supposed to be against these people, not because of a race issue or because they're English, not because they're English, but because of the history of their families.
Well, they have a police state in England. They have more cameras than we do on every street. Freedom of speech really doesn't exist. I mean, I've heard.
Yeah.
I've heard stories from the United Kingdom. I mean, it's ridiculous. We're supposed to be against it, but people are ignorant and they buy the crap.
Yeah.
And it's quite frustrating. We got to point that out to the people.
These people are they're heartless. We shouldn't even celebrate such a thing or pay attention. These people are the same people that killed Princess Diana. Just straight up killed her because she was getting married to the son of the Egyptian president. That's some cold-hearted stuff right there. And she was pregnant, These people are cold-hearted. They don't care. It's obvious based on their history, their family history, their bloodline. They're insane.
It's come out, yeah. Switching gears a little bit here. Along the lines of the drug war, on the website revolutionaryreport.net, on the home page right now we have a red link of 2010 where Geraldo Rivera is in Afghanistan. And by the way, I watched this when I was in Iraq, when I was at the dining hall. I was watching this and I couldn't believe it, and I was looking around. Nobody was paying attention to what was being said. But in 2010, Rivera was interviewing the Marines, a Marine officer, commander, and basically they ended up admitting that the Marines in Afghanistan are just there to protect the poppy fields, aka the heroin, so the Taliban don't get it. So United States, our armed forces are dying in Afghanistan so we can protect the poppy fields. I mean, if you're in the military, you should be upset about that, all right? And I know you're listening. Because I'm here in El Paso at Fort Bliss. I mean, it's ridiculous, man. And you can check the link for yourself. It's documented. This is not my opinion. It's documented. You have the military admitting it. What are your thoughts on that?
A lot of these nations, man, they're missing out, the United States, and in their agenda, and then these global agenda, I should say, not the United States, the global agenda you. You pay for protection. They made some deal with the Taliban, whoever runs the poppy field, to have the Marines patrol it. The same military that's supposed to be taking these guys out, taking them to jail, doing so-called feats of justice, but instead they're protecting their interests by looking over the poppy field.
And it's documented that Afghanistan's president, Hamid Karzai, his brother, is one of the biggest drug dealers in Afghanistan, and we're protecting his poppy field. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, think about
one of those infamous in the bed with corrupt Middle Eastern groups. One of those situations like the Bin Laden family.
Yeah.
The Arabians. Yeah.
And what's the point of talking about this? And what's the point of talking about this? A lot of people are gonna be like, "What is the point of talking about this? You know, you're a fear monger. You know, you just, oh man, I can't handle this." Look, you gotta know the truth to understand what the hell is going on to you and your family. Look, I mean, the whole it's really gotten a hold of me that the whole history, the whole story of my lifetime is our foreign policy is revolving around the Middle East, and while they're cracking down here in the United States with Homeland Security to keep the dissent levels down, I mean, oh man, it's a little hard to explain, but all you have to do is read the Patriot Act, Section 802, to understand that
they beat us down for being citizens, following the laws, and wanting the same justice from the system, the United States government. They beat us down for that. Yet they let these hardcore criminals grow their heroin and slaughter people in the border. Let them go free. Just let them go. Let them spread chaos. Their ordo of chaos, their infamous order of chaos.
Just
people are sick, man.
In closing, because we're running out of time, but I just wanted to get your take on what projects or what type of work are you working on right now? What do you got going on right now as far as this information? What projects you got going on right now?
As far as this information, I have come across some interesting work, some interesting writing, where I'm gonna look into the claims about the emission control and the hydrocarbons and the whole pollution, the eco-fascism that's going on right now. I came across some information. I'm taking an automotive class, and I've been learning a lot about the mechanics of an engine. And what these books are saying contradicts actually what the popular debates or the talking points that the eco-fascists are making right now. When I mean eco-fascists, I mean like Al Gore, and I mean like the United Nations, their taxation of carbon, them guys, the Earth Day people that kill yourself to save humanity, or to save the planet. It's not even about humanity, it's against humanity. The diapers are bad for the environment, people, So, this information goes against it, and that's one of the projects I'm working on. On top of that, I'm living an average life. I'm going to school, working, doing my stuff.
Right.
Working on some musical projects here and there, not too much, but yeah.
All right, well, we appreciate you coming on. Hopefully, you can come on again in the near future. This is We Are Change El Paso Commentary Radio. We'll be doing updates weekly, and hey man, I appreciate it, man. One of the writers for RevolutionaryReport.net, Emiliano, Duran, Jefferson, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.